Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
Words help me out here. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray.
How did the queen of country music, Carrie Underwood, go from being America's darling to a target of outrage and boycotts? What was the decision that made some fans turn their backs and others rally to her side? Let's unravel the shocking story of how one patriotic performance turned into a cultural battleground.
Politics where country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
Carrie Underwood isn't just a country music superstar, she's the definition of grace and authenticity. From the moment she won over America on American Idol, Carrie kept her reputation squeaky clean. No scandals, no feuds, no publicity stunts, just pure talent and hard work. She sold millions of records, earned countless awards, and built a legacy as one of the most respected artists in the industry. Fans love her for staying true to her small-town roots and for keeping her private life private, a rarity in showbiz. She wasn't the type to stir controversy or get tangled in political debates until one unexpected decision put her at the center of a media storm.
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Carrie Underwood's life took an unexpected turn when she received a call that would change everything, an invitation to perform at the presidential inauguration. For most artists, it's a once-in-a-lifetime honor, a chance to stand on a historic stage and share their voice with the nation. Carrie didn't hesitate. She proudly accepted, releasing a heartfelt statement about unity and the need for Americans to come together and look toward the future. For her, it wasn't about politics. It was about patriotism, about celebrating the country she loves through the universal language of music. But not everyone saw it that way. Within hours of the announcement, social media erupted, and the simple act of singing at a national event turned into a flashpoint of division. Carrie, known for avoiding controversy, suddenly found herself caught in the eye of a cultural storm.
Right. But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it, so I get why she did it.
I see.
The moment Carrie Underwood's inauguration performance was announced, the backlash was swift and intense. Social media exploded with outrage from critics accusing her of normalizing a controversial political figure. Words like sellout, traitor, and MAGA puppet were hurled at her from every direction. Some fans demanded refunds for concert tickets, others vowed to boycott her music entirely, and hashtags calling for her cancellation started trending. The accusations were as relentless as they were absurd. One prominent criticism claimed that by performing, Carrie was endorsing someone they despised, despite her clear message of unity. The backlash wasn't just online, even some media outlets joined in, fanning the flames of controversy. For an artist who had built her career on staying apolitical and focused on her music, this sudden wave of anger and vitriol was unprecedented. But the chaos didn't stop there, because for every critic calling for her cancellation, a new wave of supporters rose to her defense.
Country music, I think
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say
reveals a glaring contradiction in cancel culture. The same people who demand tolerance and inclusivity often abandon those values when faced with someone who who doesn't fit their narrative. They cheered when the Dixie Chicks were blacklisted years ago for criticizing a president. Yet now, they're quick to turn on Carrie for simply performing at an inauguration, accusing her of normalizing someone they dislike. What's ironic is how cancel culture claims to champion freedom of expression until someone expresses a view or takes an action they disagree with. It's not about dialogue or understanding. It's about silencing opposition. The backlash against Carrie wasn't about her music, her character, or her talent. It was about weaponizing public opinion to punish her for making a choice that didn't align with a specific agenda. The critics didn't just stop at voicing their disapproval. They called for her career to end entirely. Yet the hypocrisy becomes even clearer when we look at her critics. Many of the loudest voices have no problem preaching unity and compassion until someone challenges their worldview. Suddenly, those principles vanish, replaced by outrage and personal attacks. Carrie Underwood's story shows that cancel culture isn't about accountability, it's about control. And it's this very hypocrisy that fuels its inevitable failure. By standing firm, Carrie proved that authenticity and resilience can outlast any wave of outrage. Amid the uproar, country music star John Rich stepped forward to defend Carrie Underwood, and his response didn't hold back. Rich took to social media, calling out the hypocrisy of those attacking her, while other country artists stayed silent. He boldly challenged his peers, saying, "There are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the guts to come forward. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label." His message wasn't just about Carrie, it was a call to action for artists to stop hiding their beliefs out of fear of backlash. Rich admired Carrie's courage to perform at the inauguration, even in the face of overwhelming criticism. He argued that if others truly cared about their values, they shouldn't leave one artist to take all the heat. Rich's defense sparked its own wave of debate, with some praising him for standing up for a fellow artist and others accusing him of fanning the flames. But one thing was clear, Carrie's decision had ignited a larger conversation about integrity, free speech, and the price of standing your ground in an increasingly polarized world.
Yeah, I've scheduled a spa day.
I'm not even going to tell you what I'm doing. Don't worry. I'm not telling. No, I'm not telling. I'm not telling. No, because it was always in the books. Who knew this was going to be the day that it chose? Because it's also a very interesting day, right? The 21st.
It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And you can choose to celebrate it how you want. You can honor MLK.
I'm going to honor him and at the
get a
spa.
spa treatment.
Well, as long as it's a free country and it holds,
Yes.
I would agree with everybody. It is a free country at the moment.
Well, yeah. But it's up to us to make sure that doesn't start to change.
Yes, right.
Well,
that's
we're trying.
Well, we're trying, yes. And it's important not to forget that we have that right. It is up to us.
Yeah.
Now, there are other people performing too, and I don't really even want to bring it up.
Despite the firestorm of controversy, Carrie Underwood emerged stronger than ever. The backlash, while intense, ultimately failed to overshadow her immense talent and loyal fan base. For every critic who vowed to boycott her music, there were new supporters drawn to her unapologetic stance and message of unity. Carrie's resilience was evident in her actions, or more accurately, her refusal to react with bitterness or defensiveness. She didn't issue lengthy justifications or engage in public feuds. Instead, she let her music and her character speak for themselves. Her discography continued to dominate the charts, her concert venues remained packed, and her fan base remained steadfast, proving that authenticity and grace could withstand even the harshest criticism. Interestingly, many of her critics quickly moved on to the next outrage of the moment, while Carrie kept thriving. The incident revealed a deeper truth. Cancel culture, though loud and aggressive, often has little lasting power when met with unwavering self-assurance. Carrie's career didn't just survive, it flourished, solidifying her as a symbol of strength in the face of public pressure. Carrie Underwood's story is a testament to the power of staying true to one's values and not bowing to the mob. She didn't just weather the storm, she proved that with resilience, grace, and talent, you can emerge on the other side stronger than ever.
I think so, but then you pushed her and she said, yeah, I guess I am.
Well, I said to her, do you believe that women should make the same amount of money as men? Well, I guess I am a feminist.
Yeah, and she said, I guess I am a feminist. So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, they wouldn't ask me, so I have no.
Right, yeah.
They're not asking any of us.
No, you know.
If Carrie Underwood's story proves anything, it's that cancel culture isn't about accountability, it's about control. The same voices that preached tolerance and free expression were quick to turn on her the moment she stepped outside their ideological bubble. It wasn't enough for them to disagree with her decision to sing at the inauguration. They demanded her career be destroyed because she didn't conform to their expectations. This hypocrisy isn't new. Years ago, the Dixie Chicks faced backlash for criticizing a president, and back then it was the other side doing the boycotting. Now the roles have reversed, and the so-called champions of free speech are using the same tactics they once condemned. It's a cycle of outrage that ultimately exposes the double standards on both sides of the aisle. Cancel culture thrives on creating villains, but it often fails to acknowledge nuance. Carrie wasn't making a political statement, she was simply doing what she does best, singing for her country at a historic event. Yet instead of celebrating her talent and patriotism, critics twisted her actions into something divisive. The lesson here is clear. Outrage is fleeting, but integrity lasts. Carrie Underwood didn't waver under pressure, and that authenticity is what her fans admire most. Cancel culture might be loud, but it rarely wins in the long run. Carrie's resilience shows that standing by your principles, even in the face of overwhelming criticism, is the ultimate act of courage.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
I would love for you to do a roast at the Trump inauguration.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no one else had any
So there we
thoughts?
are.
No.
Of course, some in the music industry kept their lips zipped, terrified of losing big endorsement.
Carrie Underwood's story isn't just about a performance. It's a testament to staying true to yourself in a world eager to tear you down. While the backlash was loud and relentless, it failed to overshadow her resilience, her talent, and her unwavering love for her country. In the end, the outrage faded, the critics moved on, and Carrie continued to shine. Her career remains stronger than ever. Her message of unity still resonates, and her decision to rise above the noise stands as a powerful example for us all. Perhaps the real takeaway is this: in a world where cancel culture thrives on division, the strongest voices are the ones that refuse to be silenced. Carrie Underwood's journey reminds us that authenticity, courage, and staying true to one's values will always outlast fleeting outrage. So as the dust settles, one thing is certain: Carrie's voice, both on and off the stage, continues to inspire. And for every critic, there's a crowd of supporters who see her for what she truly is, a fearless artist who refuses to bow to the chaos.